Hi there, I'm Bonnie McCaffery, and I have discovered Terry White, who I've known for a while, but oh my gosh, she does some really creative stuff. You do embellishing, you do thread painting, and you do beading. All by machine.
Yes, all by machine.
That is so cool.
Yeah, my hands went bad a few years ago, so I had to come up with different machine techniques.
Good.
So what I'm going to show you today is a little taste of beading by machine.
Yeah, I can't wait to see this, because I saw Terry do a demo, and oh my gosh, these are some really neat techniques, and I convinced her just to give us a little tiny peek at one of the techniques in the book. So this is a real treat. So tell me, how does this work?
Okay, essentially what the technique is that you put all your beads on a string first, and then you stitch the string down between the beads.
Okay.
I have 7 different techniques, and essentially here on this little thing, you see I've got these big beads on this cord, and what I'll do is I will stitch over the thread.
Just the thread?
Just the thread, so that the beads are free.
That is neat. And of course, I'm assuming these are very big beads. You would do this with smaller beads as well.
I would do it with smaller beads. And when I do it with smaller beads, I would use a beading foot, which is a foot that has a big channel in the center needle position.
Right.
And then I would need to use the beetle, which is this little tool.
A beetle.
He looks like a beetle.
Did you invent the beetle?
Yes. My husband Scott and I invented the beetle.
Whoa, and this is one pretty beetle. Okay, so what do you do with the beetle?
Okay, what you do with the beetle is you scoot the beads behind the needle and hold them in back as the needle stitches over the thread.
So you have stitched the thread, and now you want to move the bead back.
Then you move the beads back to the place where you've already stitched on the cording. You scoot them back behind the needle, and then you stitch forward.
And imagining that these are smaller
Tiny
beads, they would be in the channel that's in the foot on the sewing machine. Okay.
Then you can do decorative stitches between the beads as well.
Oh, nice. Oh, I'll bet that's pretty.
It is pretty.
And that really shows off the thread.
Yes, it shows off the thread and the beads. So you're not just having the beads. You've got the beads and the cord, and you use a pretty variegated thread.
What kind of threads do you use?
Well, like a star cotton, variegated
one?
machine quilting by Coats and Clark.
Oh,
So
that's
what we have there.
Variegation.
It is pretty. And it's wonderful for all kinds of decorative stitching as well as quilting.
Yeah. You've got a piece started here. Okay, so there's...
Now this is a different technique. This is different from...
Oh, that's different from that one.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to share 2 techniques with us?
Yes. Well, the first was just showing you what the idea was, what the original idea was.
Right.
Now for this technique, you don't need a special foot.
Oh, you don't have to have the channel.
Right, and you don't need the beetle for this one either.
Oh,
so on this one, I have this cord, and then I have this bead string. Okay, so all the beads
on a string, and this one, and you have both of those threaded into the fabric there.
Yes, and knotted at the back.
Okay.
Okay, this is so easy. All right, so what I'm going to do...
Easy's a good thing.
I love easy. I don't teach anything that's hard.
That's
because
good.
It's hard to teach hard things.
Yeah, you're right.
It is, and it's not fun either.
Okay, so we've got the beads in the back for the moment, and we have the decorative thread is under the machine, and now the pretty green variegated thread is in the top of the machine.
Yes.
And what stitch you have kind of
I have a bar tack.
Okay.
I have a bar tack on, and so I'm going to put this thread, I'm going to put this thread, I always put the thread under the foot.
Okay.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is just a bar tack over the yarn here.
Okay.
Okay.
And so the bar tack is just like a satin stitch over
like
and
a
over.
Short satin stitch over and over.
And that just traps that thread in place.
Yes.
Okay.
And then what I'm going to do is twist the beads around underneath.
Oh, the pretty heavy thread.
Yarn.
The yarn. Okay, that's a good thing to call it.
And then scoot all this stuff back of the foot, so that so it stays away from the foot.
Right.
And then I can do my next bar tack wherever I want to.
And when you do this, are you avoiding the beads underneath of the foot? Okay.
I'm avoiding the beads, keeping the beads way out of the way.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
the bar tack on this machine I know is set to do one. It does one whole bar tack, about stitch, 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 and then it stops, which is kind of
That's right,
neat.
which is
Yeah.
very nice.
Yeah.
If you don't have a bar tack like that, you can just do a zigzag with a very, very short length.
Right.
And then you just have to decide how thick you want it, how
Mhm.
thick you want that stitch to
Right.
look. You can also make it any width that you want to.
Mhm.
Okay?
Oh, nice.
And so then I'm going to just continue down the same thing.
So you leave a nice big loop, or you would
Right.
tighten this
I
up
can.
a little?
I don't have to tighten it yet. I can tighten
Oh.
it later.
Oh, you have options.
You have options.
That's good.
Options are good. And the thing about this, I've got little teeny beads here, but we can use any kind of beads, any size.
Yeah.
Any size bead. Anything you have at home. And it's just a bar tack.
Wow.
That's all you have to do.
And
It doesn't
boy, that's
take
so
any
simple.
Yeah, it doesn't
but
take
beautiful.
any skill. No skill necessary. Just lots of pretty beads and the idea.
And the little tricks. All
Yes.
the little tricks
The little
from
tricks.
you that you
From
have
me.
put into this great book, all beaded up, brand new, hot off the press, which is pretty cool. And this is just one technique, and you said
Yes,
there's lots
there are
in
7
here.
different techniques that
Oh,
are
my gosh.
that are completely different.
Right.
And there are step-by-step photos.
Now, this is a book you have. You have another book.
Yes, I have another book called Thread Painting Made Easy.
Okay.
Okay.
That
and
sounds
so
like fun.
It is. It's very easy. Thread painting's not hard. It's very easy.
Everything she does is very easy.
It's
She's
very
told
easy.
you.
Because I don't like to do hard things.
No, that's good, but gorgeous.
But I also have, so I have a
Okay, yeah.
video that goes along with the book, so if you need to see it done, step
Right.
by step. Because we know
Oh, that's
videos
great.
are very helpful, aren't they, Bonnie?
Videos are great.
Videos
we
are
love
good. We love videos.
Because you all want to see how we do it, right?
That's
it shows
right.
you exactly how to do it.
Right.
Now, you have a couple other DVDs.
Yes, and they are on embellishment techniques, and there's a beginning thread painting video, and there's one called Artful Embellishments that's all about using the decorative stitches on your sewing machine, along with all the different kinds of threads, how to use metallics and
Yeah.
how to couch down things without using a zigzag and a clear thread.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful. And I know that you're really good about sharing because they on YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
That Terry has wonderful YouTube videos that demonstrate some of the techniques that she uses, and it's just a great resource to be able to go look and see some of the things she does. So Terry, tell me about this piece. This has got a lot of neat things going on in here.
Okay, this little quilt's called Rain Dance, and the pattern is in the book.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So this is the first easiest beading by machine technique with the tiny little seed beads. And so they go underneath the channel in the beading foot using the beetle, and so that they're all placed in between decorative stitching. And I use a light color metallic thread. So
This is so pretty.
Thanks.
Absolutely beautiful. And it does look like rain.
Thanks.
Let me throw you a curve. I love to throw a little curve question. Maybe you know what it is. But my question is, what is your philosophy of life?
My philosophy of life is that you should live well and love well the people you live with and work with, and that you should leave the earth a better place when you go than you found it.
Wow.
That's
That is
it.
a beautiful philosophy.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for doing this with me.
Thanks, Bonnie. I appreciate it, and it was fun being here.
Yes. And thank you all for coming. I do hope you'll come back next month to see what I have for you then. Thanks for being with me.